Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Retribution podcast. I will be your host for tonight, Bing Bong, instead of Tom, and I am accompanied by Wolfer.
Hello, hello. Nice to have you back, Bing. It's been
Yeah,
a
it's
hot minute.
yeah,
How are you?
it's been a while since I've been here. It's been like what, at
hmm
least 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah,
It's
it's been
been
fine. Yeah, how's the time off been? And behind the scenes work and all that.
Oh yeah, we're still pretty busy, even if I'm off. Like I'm still doing a lot of stuff for the guild, talking to a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
people, getting a lot of plans ready. So,
yeah, yeah. No, it's been a lot of traffic coming into the guild, so we've been a bit busy managing and all that. But
oh yeah.
no, we're just happy to have you back on and hear that beautiful voice again.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, mhm,
so I guess we can get into our topics for today, which will be a
yeah.
bit of a shorter list, but still some pretty spicy things to
Yeah,
talk
so I think
about.
like it's been a bit of a content drought again, I guess, and then we got like season two or like a rework season two in quotations coming up very, very soon. So I think we'll just like speculate with what the information has been published recently, and yeah, I guess like what's first on the docket, Bing.
Well, for this week, we have a small bit of patch notes, nothing crazy, but there's
Mm.
some good stuff in there with the affinity reset coming.
Yep.
Then,
That's really exciting.
yeah, then coming with those patch note, a bit of a like more unfortunate news is a
Mm.
whole situation with PlayStation and DE going on, pretty much that
Yep.
we'll get into, that blocks PlayStation players from getting the current patch.
Mm.
Then right after that, we'll get onto, as you mentioned, the season two getting delayed,
Yeah.
a
hmm
mega December patch that we're supposed to get, and
Yep.
just some content drops in general.
Yep.
So that part's going to be pretty interesting. And to
Yeah.
finish it off, we will be talking a bit about the Retribution team contest that has been
Yep.
going on recently, with the video about it that should be out. Well, pretty much already out by the
By
time.
release, yeah.
Yeah, by the time you guys listen to this podcast, the video already will
Yeah.
be out. Just like that
Mhm.
showcase what happens during the event, but it was a pretty interesting contest to have. So we're
Yeah.
gonna talk a bit about that.
No, yeah, it's gonna be a therapy session for the nights here, so
Oh, it sure will. Oh god.
no, yeah, I guess we'll get started with the patch notes first and just kind of go through it and see how we feel about it.
Sure thing. Do you want to give us a little read of it?
Yeah, so I can definitely read it out. So yeah, so the patch notes came out on the 16th November, so just a little while ago, if people aren't aware of it. And it's not too crazy. It's just a little bit of a tease. Primarily, it's like a few bug fixes with quests and all that. But the first one is basically as been kind of alluded to a couple of times, its players can now respec affinities, and resources spent will finally be refunded. That's so big, right? What do you think
It
about it,
is.
Bing?
It's
Mm,
like I think everyone was waiting for this feature to finally be on, especially
yep.
people like me that did mess up their affinities on some
hmm
characters. My Wingrave is still crying about it. But
Yeah.
the little thing with this specific fix is that it's not out yet.
hmm
Unlike the rest of the patch, it's coming early next week. So,
Yeah.
but we don't have any like specific date yet. But yeah, it's coming really, really soon, and I think
uh
everyone is really hyped about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I think like for everyone that's kind of finished the quest and are saying it's a content drought. Well, here's more content. Like we can finally play around with builds, trying to like different weapons with different like ability points and affinities, and it's just yeah, I think it just adds so much depth to the game now, which is going to be really exciting to play. And
Yeah. Well,
especially with future competition and stuff, like the
for
possibilities
sure.
are definitely endless.
Yeah. Also, something that surprised me that I'm not sure if I like misread it or if that's actually the case, but it
Yep.
seems that the affinity reset will give you back like all your resources, the gold, the
Yeah, that's
gloomstones,
what I was
like
gonna like clarify. I just wasn't sure what they meant by resources spent will be refunded.
yeah. So you get back your points, obviously. You get back
Of
your
course.
gloomstones, and you're supposed to get back your gold too. I thought we would at least lose the gold, but
Yeah.
apparently we're getting it back. So I'm surprised by
I
that.
mean, that kind of makes sense, right? Like in any other game, like when you have your ability points or like whatnot, it's never like you have to spend gold. It's just always like you got to spend like your points or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that you get gold back because I don't know.
Well, there is some other games that have system like this they have a cost to reset.
Mm,
So
okay.
I kind of expected something similar to this. So instead of having a
Yeah.
proper cost, you just don't get your gold back.
No, no,
But
I think like I like what you said. If like there's like a flat fee of like I don't know, like 10K gold or something to respec your points, maybe
yeah,
make the first like one free, just because there is a lot of people who've like fucked up their bills, right? So yeah, so a lot of people who screwed up their bills. So making the first one free, is kind of like nice to the community, but moving forward, like I think like having like a 10K cost or something, which isn't much, but something to actually like go and respec your affinities would be
yeah.
nice.
Something else
Mhm.
that I might like see them doing is just they keep it free for now to have people messing around with it. But like
Mm.
when free to play launch will come around, they'll actually add a proper cost to it.
Yeah, probably.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that would be nice. Yeah, because I think it's a yeah. I don't know how I feel about just like respecing willy nilly, if that kind of makes sense. I think
Yeah,
they should be
I
like
get.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, that's gonna be really exciting to the game, especially with the new content that's gonna come out in a couple of weeks too. Yeah, no, it's like it's all coming together, but obviously there's been a lot of hiccups as well, with the publishing stuff and all whatnot. But yeah, it's still very positive into content light at the very least for the game. And then the second thing, which I think is very underrated, but very, very cool, is they've added cooldowns to ability icons. Like, how cool is that? Like, you can finally know how long your cooldown of an ability is going to be.
I mean, it is cool, but Wayfinders usually can't read, so I'm not sure how useful it is. But
Wait,
no, I'm
yo,
messing around.
yeah,
But like, for real,
it
it
took
is
me a
like
second. Yeah.
uh, I've
Mm,
been playing a bit with it, just like looking at the cooldowns. It's so much more like
yeah,
natural to see the proper numbers,
yeah.
not just seeing
No,
like
no,
an icon filling up and like
yep.
guessing pretty much.
No, 100%. I get so frustrated because like whenever I use like an ability with Ven or something, and then it's on a cooldown, I was like, okay, cool. Like I'll do other things, and then it feels like it's like ready, and then it's not, and I just get frustrated with the game. So I think it's just I don't know. I'm very happy about this.
Yeah. One thing I
Mm,
did notice though, it seems to be a bit weird with abilities that have multiple stacks. Like for example,
mm,
Silos, Firebomb, or Nis dashes, or Kairos Rake, or stuff like that. Like
yeah,
it's kind of hard to see how many charges you have left because the number of charges is like pretty small compared to the cooldown.
yeah,
So
yeah. Because it's like a little dot at the bottom of the screen, or like off the bit of the icon, right?
yeah, so now
Like
you just have like
yeah,
this massive number like right above it that
yeah.
uh,
Nice, nice. No,
might
no, no. I
need a
like
bit of
that.
tweaking, but
I'm wondering if it's going to be bugged though, because I know there's some stuff you can do to reduce your cooldowns, right? Like perform an action, and it'll reduce your cooldown by X amount, or use an ability, and
oh,
they'll like or an echo. So I wonder if they implemented that in, or if that's going to be bugged. I hope it's not bugged because that's going to be very annoying.
I mean, I could check actually because I've been
Mm,
leveling Silo recently, and one of his perk is that when you do
mm.
oh no, it's for his ultimate. Actually, it doesn't work. One of his perks is like when you do attacks, it fills up
Yeah,
your
yeah.
ultimate more, but that doesn't work.
hmm
But I know Windgrave has a perk that gives him cooldown reduction, if I'm not
Well, yeah,
mistaken.
that's what I mean. Like, there's like little things I can't remember exactly, but there's a few
Yeah.
things in the game where it reduces your cooldowns, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping that's like they incorporated that in, which I'm sure they have. But if it turns out to be a bug, it'll be a little annoying.
Yeah. I mean,
No. hmm
yeah, I would take a bug over just not having any cooldown
Oh
whatsoever,
yeah, of
honestly, at
course.
this point.
Yeah, yeah, no, but I think that's going to be very exciting. And then the next little couple of things is Town of Pyre should not become unresponsive. I guess like that's just like I mean that doesn't really change much, right? Because you still have a finite amount of time to kill him in this final phase, or like he's just meant to disappear rather than just stand still. So
Yeah.
um,
So
yeah.
apparently that might have been like not properly fixed. I did hear some whispers here and there that some
Mm,
people still get the bug, but it
yeah.
seems to be much less frequent. So I guess that's a
Okay.
step in the right direction. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I don't
bet.
know. Yeah. I like the bug. I like taking a picture with him if I bug him out. Like, it's added that to the gallery. I'm not. Yeah.
Maybe it just doesn't want to fight you. Like maybe the guy just want to chill around and have fun.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess like that's work as usual. So I guess that's cool. Another semi big one is they increased accessory limit by a little bit, 100 to 125. It might not seem significant, but at least it's better than nothing, as I think you were saying in the previous stuff. And I think over time that number is just going to go higher and higher. So I'm
Yeah,
glad like they made it start or made a dent into it, even though it's not by much. It is something to keep an eye on for future patches, I think.
for sure. What
And
like
yeah.
two things about that is first we did get
Mm,
a little tease from Solid about this that like they
mhm.
were about to increase inventory. I
Yep,
was kind of hoping for 150, but I mean
150 would have been nice.
yeah,
Hmm.
but I'll take 125. That's already an up.
Yep.
Also, one thing that I like about the fact that they just upped it like that is there was some speculation that they might like
Mm.
try to sell accessory slots or something like that at some point.
Uh,
So that kind of disproves it that they
yeah,
just won't do
yeah.
that. So I'm glad because I
Nah.
didn't want them to sell accessory slots.
Yeah. No, no, me too. Um, yeah, like I'm happy. Yeah, 100 to 125, I'll take it. But I think, especially with like season two around the corner, or like rework season two and free to play, that I'm hoping those numbers go up along with the bigger content updates as well as we get more items and stuff.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Mm,
Especially
so
for
that's good.
collectors that want to keep like
Yeah, yeah.
copy on stuff.
Kind of get them back into the game.
Yeah.
But so we have that, and then the last one is increase reward tower XP for hunt completion by 1625%, bro. What are these numbers? I really want to talk to
Everyone
the dev
gets the
team.
XP.
Yeah, like I'm solid in the meeting, and I was like, boys, like these numbers are too low. I need an increase of 1625% exactly for reward tower XP. Let's make it happen.
I mean, it is only for hunts, which are boss
Yeah.
battles, so I guess they don't give that
Yeah.
much like by
No,
themselves.
no,
Like
no.
I guess
Like
like
boss
they
battles like give like 100, maybe 200 XP. So
yeah.
like, getting
So,
2000 XP is kind of nice. Maybe is it? Would it be 2000 XP?
like I don't even know the exact numbers that they gave
Yeah.
before someone, but like I don't think the increase is as crazy as it sounds. But I will say that
Mm,
I did notice it when I was finishing the leveling of my Senja. I was just farming
mm.
like wormwood,
Yep.
and I was getting like levels for the battle pass pretty quickly. So
So I guess
uh,
they made it for you. I forgot you haven't finished your battle pass yet.
yeah, I'm like a level 85, I think, something like that. So
Nice, nice, nice.
so not too
Yeah.
far off, but yeah,
Not
not
too
quite.
far. Not too far off that cute little spider pet.
Yeah, I don't even
That's
like
good.
spiders, but oh well, I'll take it.
I will take it. But yeah, I mean, and they also said as well, like the old XPs. They said what the old XP value set alive is included as a bug, but they kind of clarified that if this like while this number seems high, and you will see like obviously an increased gain of experience. It's not as astronomical as like as it reads on paper. Like 1625 just sounds ridiculous, but in the whole context of things, that like it probably isn't that much, or it's like a fair amount of XP.
Yeah, it's not. I don't
Mm,
think it's like crazy. I don't like. You don't get one level
mm.
per boss fight or such.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not really that ridiculous. Yeah, you'll be done with the raw tower in a day, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's kind of summed up very nicely. I think with the whole new patch notes.
Yeah, that's pretty much the like juice of the patch. The rest, like you said, is just
Yeah.
bug fixes and whatnot. But
Yeah.
one thing that does come with this patch note is our next topic, which is
Mhm.
the current
Mhm.
situation with PlayStation.
Oh, yes. But before that, I will say that when they do release the full patch notes, we will get back to this topic and maybe make a separate YouTube video on it, either with Tom or myself or something like that.
Ooh, you mean for the mega patch that's coming?
Yeah, the mega patch. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
assuming though.
that's
I
gonna be
think
a long
they're
read.
teasing a few. Yeah, I think Solid was typing it up as we speak now, so maybe on the time of release it will be already out, and expect like a video on that pretty surely. It's just hard to like speculate when we don't know the information.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
no, I'll leave it to you too.
all right. So yeah, the
Mhm.
PlayStation situation. Basically, to make it
Mhm.
short, DE Digital
Yep.
Extremes was handling pushing the patches that were coming for the game on PlayStation. So they were like the contact between Airship and Sony. But
Mhm.
now that D is out of the picture and is not publishing the game anymore,
Mm.
well, Airship can't get the patch through to Sony, which
Oh gosh.
means that currently PlayStation players are still on the old patch. They didn't get the new patch that we just talked about. And
Mhm.
they probably won't have it for right now. They're aiming in terms of like weeks, not months. So I guess it's not
Mm.
too far off, but we don't know exactly when they'll get it. Like Airship
Yeah.
needs to pretty much find a way to deal directly with Sony, and while they do that, PlayStation is just left in the past.
Mhm.
So that
uh,
has been a whole
yeah,
situation.
yeah. That's gonna be really annoying. I do feel for the PlayStation users. Firstly, I'm sorry about that, but yeah, it's. What do you think? I'll let you start while I get my thoughts together about this.
Well, one thing that's like at least a somewhat silver lining is the patch that they are currently missing isn't like
Mm.
anything crazy. It's just small
Yep.
changes, a couple of bug fixes, so they're not missing anything. They can still play the
Mm.
game without any problem. They can, match make together, just not with PC player, obviously.
Yeah.
So it isn't too bad, but the real problem that might be coming up is the fact that Airship said they will not
Mm.
push back patches even if this situation is ongoing. So if they want to push content next week, let's say, I'm just speculating
Yep.
here, they will
Mhm.
push that content and PlayStation will not get it until they find a way to send it their way, which might
Yeah.
cause
Yeah.
a bit of an outroar, I think, but
Yeah. Oh, I think what I will say about that is like it sounds very gloomy, but I'm sure the devs are hard at work, like trying to get a publisher before the mega patch kind of comes out, or at least before the new year, right?
well, yeah, I mean, they don't need a publisher like to push patches to Sony. Just
Mm.
need to find like a direct way of contact with them, pretty much,
Yeah,
from what
and
I
I'm sure
know.
they're working behind the scenes to do that. So I think like they've been pretty good with the PlayStation users, even when they had their initial problems with Sony. I know there was like delays about pushing some, even with DE when they're partnered with DE about pushing some of the patches and content updates and hot fixes with the service to the PlayStation side because of Sony and all that. But I think they were pretty good at working or dealing with those problems, and they've even though they couldn't confirm a time on like putting out those patches on time. It ended up being that PC users might have got like a patch maybe 5 hours earlier than the PC users, if not at the same time. So their track record of keeping PlayStation users have been pretty good, I think.
Yeah, they do try their best. I mean, I'm sure like they want to get the patch to
Mm,
PlayStation players as soon as possible. Like, I don't think they
mm.
would just want to keep PlayStation out and focus on
No, no.
PC. That would be
Yeah.
a bit weird. But one thing
Mhm.
that's kind of good about this situation is the fact
Mm.
that since patches are only going to PC, for PC
Mm.
they actually have the option of just pulling back a patch if something doesn't work. Like, let's say something is just really broken in the patch and
Yeah,
makes the whole game turn bad, they can just pull
that's
it back.
true. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and that's something they cannot do with PlayStation. On PlayStation, once the patch is on, it's on and it stays
It's
there.
on.
So
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So like we can be like the guinea pigs of like the PlayStation sorry, PC users, and
yeah,
then yeah,
okay,
they can push out like any changes or anything in the PlayStation. So yeah, no, that's very true as well.
yeah.
Uh,
So
or they can like
we kind of
mhm.
became testers for testers since we're
Yeah,
already testing
yeah.
stuff for them. So we test the
Yeah,
test.
exactly.
Oh, it's kind of
Oh
funny.
man, that is a bit funny. But yeah, hopefully, yeah, like it sounds dire. I don't have like the full information as well, so I don't want to like be too critical or like too negative or too positive about it. We'll just have to wait and see, and then when there is more information about it, I think which will come, to be honest, in the next couple of days or so, we can react hopefully with good news.
Yeah. One thing that I did learn that people might need to take advantage of while this situation is there is that since the player base is split in two, right now it's
Mm.
much easier to farm Town of Fire because there's
It is true.
less people killing
Less
it.
people, yeah, yeah.
So you can
That's right,
just
PC users.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, both for PC and PlayStation, like you can
Well,
just
yeah,
hop
it's
from instance to instance, and there should be less people killing it, so
yeah,
more
yeah.
chances of fighting it.
Bomb those town of hires, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, get those torches.
Very much needed. And I guess like yeah, with that, we know that season 2 is delayed.
Yeah.
There is going to be more frequent content drops though, even though season 2 is delayed. And we have I think they said mega December patch, but I think it's like the first half of season 2 is coming out in early December.
Yeah, something. I mean, we don't know exactly what's in
Mm.
the Mega December patch other than more than 1,000 bug fixes, something like that, which is pretty
Yeah,
crazy. But
there's a
they
big
did say,
workaround.
yeah, that's gonna. I mean,
Mm.
I hope these bug fixes work because if they do, that
Mm.
should like polish the game a whole lot. I hope.
A whole lot, yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they did say that because of the splitting with they need to readjust their whole roadmap. And so, as you
Yeah.
mentioned, the
Mhm.
official season 2 is delayed. But instead,
Yep.
what they're gonna do is they're gonna take some bits and pieces of season 2 and put them in smaller patches just to have a bit of content rolling like frequently, which I
Yep.
find is a really good idea, honestly, because
Yeah, no,
otherwise
I
we
agree.
would be in drought for like another month and a half maybe, and that would be really bad.
Yeah, so bad. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would prefer it this way. It's hard to say because before, like, we had a clear idea with the roadmap, what's going to be coming out and everything. But now I think obviously like a few things are going to be reprioritized, and we, as you said, I think we're definitely getting the experience scrolls with this big one, which is going to be nice. Um, and it's just going to be interesting to see what content they're going to drop in the Mega December patch. So like we're meant
Yeah.
to get like that really big new open world, like the Highlands, but a bigger map of the Highlands for mounts. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to push that out or if they're going to like delay that into the new year.
Well,
Firstly,
in my opinion, like they will still keep some stuff for season 2, obviously. Otherwise, there will
mm,
be no hype for season 2.
mm,
So I think that there's three things that will for sure stay for season 2, and they won't push it before. And those three things
mm,
are the new map, as you said, and
mm-hmm,
like pretty much anything related to that map, so quests, enemies, and whatnot.
mm-hmm.
I don't think they will push out Grendel earlier either,
Yeah,
even though I
yeah,
wish they would because I really want to play him, but I don't think they
yeah,
will. And
yep.
well, going with that, I don't think they will put out the battle pass earlier for the same reason because that kind of
Mm.
goes with Grendel.
No, no, I agree. I think they are going to do a lot of reworks, fixing though of some characters. So I mean, I think they've confirmed that we will expect to see a Senja fix. Oh, this
I think we're
Senja,
getting it for the mega patch. Yeah, I think they talked about
yeah, I
that.
think
So.
which is going to be nice. That's very much needed. So even though we're not getting a new Wayfinder like Grendel, we are getting a new Wayfinder, a working Senja. So we can
Yeah.
actually try that character out.
We finally have six wayfinders instead
We
of
finally have this Wayfinder,
5.5.
yeah. Well, even 4 to be honest, because I speculating, I have no idea, but I think they're gonna rework a little bit of Kairos as well, and hopefully get
Kairos?
him playable again.
I don't think he needs a rework. I just think he needs some number
Sorry,
tweakings.
Bartenders, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't need a rework like Senja per se, but I think just increasing some numbers on him is going to be very vital to get him like to a playable condition again, especially for competitions and stuff like as we are doing these community events.
Yeah, I will say, I think someone that might need a slight rework, like not something as big as Syndrome, just a tiny one, would
Mm.
be Nis. Just for the
Yeah.
sole reason that right now she doesn't bring anything to the table other than just
Yep.
raw DPS. And
Yeah,
even
yeah.
there, she's outmatched by Ven and Silo.
Van Silo, yep.
So I
No, I
kind of
agree.
wish they would add on her just some kind of utility for the group. Anything. I don't know
Yeah.
what really, but just anything I think would
Well, I
be.
think like it's interesting you say that because I think with as you said, like the one of like the 1,000 bug fixes they're going to do is I think they're going to actually rework and make sure that resilience, break damage, and like all the stuff that's kind of bugged is actually working. So now
Yeah,
that
please.
if like physical defense is working with Nis, I think you'll naturally just see a buff with her anyway. So now you have the high DPS with hopefully sustainability with her natural physical defense with her perks anyway. So yeah, hopefully she's a bit more viable like that. And yeah, I don't know if like adding more physical defense will make you a bit more inclined to play her Bing.
Already loving playing this. Like, she's
Yeah.
actually slowly turning into my main, I feel. But
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah.
that's also kind of why I wish it could have some group utility, because right now, if
Mm,
like you're like with our teams or stuff like that,
yep,
we're trying
yep,
to like plan team comps and strategies and
yep,
all of that, and there's
yep,
no reason to bring Nis because she doesn't bring
yeah.
anything to the group.
Yeah, she's just not in the conversation yet, right? Like it's always
Yeah,
like Silo, Ven, Vingrave obviously for the tank, but it's just
yeah.
yeah, never.
Like for just for pure DPS, anything she does, Silo and Ven can do better and safer.
Better.
So
Yep. Yep, no, no, I agree. Yeah, so hopefully, like with like those bug fixes, it'll naturally just elevate her playstyle a little bit. Um, but in terms of like any, would you want to rework of this at all, or?
Like I said, not a full rework. I think her kid is
Mm,
fine. I know a lot of people find it a bit boring because it's just dashes and dashes and
dashes, yeah,
dashes
yeah,
resets and all of
yeah.
that. But I don't know.
Mm,
The way I'm playing her, I find it really fun, like and really dynamic. Just like
yep,
whacking enemies and then dashing out of danger,
yeah, yeah.
proccing
It's a
whatever
bit.
buff and going back in. And
Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. I'm really excited to try this. I definitely did play her when I was leveling up to 30, and she was really fun. I think it was just got to a point where, in the snow maps especially, that she just was not like strong enough to survive. Unfortunately, with well, some of the defense stuff being bugged and all that.
well, that kind of depends on your ability to use or kit dodge stuff, really. Because
Yeah, that's
if
also
she
true. Yeah.
if she get hits, she explodes. Like there's no in between for you. Like pretty much, I've actually been saying that to people a lot. With
Mm.
this, you're either full HP or you're dead. There's no in between.
Yeah, right. Gotcha, gotcha. Right. Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. So I'm hoping with the physical defense, at least like you might survive a hit or two,
Yeah,
if you're lucky. But yeah,
yeah, that would be nice.
that would be
What
nice.
What would also be nice, I think, with the mega patch, if they take some stuff of season 2 and just drop it in there, I kind of hope the ascension system comes
Mm.
earlier, because
Yeah, the
I think that
ascension
would
system would be
be
nice.
really nice. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, like if the awakening ascension systems, surely that comes out in the Mega December patch. Like I really can't see it like being delayed. I think maybe like the amount of times you can ascend might be limited. Like instead of like 3, 4 times, you might only be able to do it once, maybe twice. But just having that option of just doing it once for like all the weapons is going to be content in itself, right?
yeah. I mean, just see like what the system offers and what you can do
Mm,
with it, and what
yeah,
what would be even nicer, I think, is because I know there's supposed to be some kind of skill tree or something like that coming with the
yeah.
ascension system. Like the more you ascend, the more you get points for that tree or something like
So I
that.
think that skill tree will be delayed. I really don't see the skill tree being implemented in the Mega December patch. It might be a January thing. But I mean, if
Yeah.
they have it polished, like I have no idea. If they have it well polished, it could very well come out. But me personally, I'm a bit skeptical about the skill tree coming out just yet. I think it'll if anything it'll be an awakening system like for like just like a feeler kind of thing to see how it's working, like you said,
Yeah,
and all
well,
that.
that's kind of was what I was about to propose. Like, just
Mm.
put the skill tree in the game. Don't make it accessible. Like, don't allow us to
Yeah,
use it, but just so we can see it and kind of start to think about it and
that's
speculate
a good
about it.
idea. Yes, yes, I like that. Just have like a map of like what skills like we can work towards to, so we can already like pre-plan like when they become active, like what like our builds are going to be, right? I think that
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
And like I feel just having that would just bring back some hype because I remember something
Mm.
similar. I don't know if you play WoW much or not really.
Oh, back in the day, I dipped and dabbled, but yeah,
So basically, in the latest expansion, they did
yeah,
Dragonflight. They brought back like skill tree, like actual proper skill trees. And I
gotcha,
remember
right?
like before the expansion, there was a
Yeah.
website with the skill tree of every classes, and just you can just like put
Mm,
points to see what kind of skill tree you could build. And I was just messing with that for hours, just trying to create builds and
yeah.
ideas and like
Hmm.
it's just fun stuff. Like it doesn't do anything really. Like I'm not putting the skill in the game. I'm just missing
Okay.
on a website.
Just
But
having that information out is just like
yeah,
so like yeah, it
just thinking about it and
yeah.
crafting builds.
That'd be yeah, I agree with that. I would definitely like to see that being implemented, which will be really nice. And then yeah, I mean like mounts will be really nice to have, but I mean it's hard to see mounts coming in the December patch if all the map content isn't being put out, right?
Yeah, I don't see mounts coming before the
Mm,
actual season 2, which does
yeah.
suck because I do want to just run around my horse or
Yeah,
whatever they're
exactly.
called. But
Yeah. No,
yeah, it should be coming season 2. I'm not sure
mhm.
what else they could bring earlier
I
than
think maybe like just a few more weapons might be released.
yeah,
Like
weapons and
the weapon
buses.
dice aren't out yet, right?
No, that's actually something they could bring too. Yeah, weapon dice.
Yeah, weapon dice and you know just a few more cosmetic stuff. I think will be implemented, and obviously a lot more story quest content. So we'll obviously get a couple more new bosses. Hopefully, finish off the Reaver King maps and all that. So yeah,
Yeah, there's still two buses missing for the
mm.
snow section. So I
The snow
guess
maps, right? Yeah, they'll
yeah. So
probably finish that
I
off.
guess they could release those two. There's
Uh,
been like kind of tease about those because I'm not
mhm.
sure if it was planned or not, but for
Yeah.
some people, the like empty slots for these buses actually got filled, and like they could see the name of the bus for a while.
Oh, right. Okay.
I
Eh, uh,
should try to dig for the name, but I don't have them
yeah, yeah,
on end right
yeah.
now. But
No, no, that's fine. Like, I'm sure like by the time like we put this video out, you can see it on our left screen, like with the video.
yeah, I'll try to
We can
get it
probably put
there.
that on. Yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
do
Yeah.
remember like one of them, just like I have the image in my head, but you know those big like Lancer dudes, like massive
Oh,
rogue.
yeah, the ice lancers. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are the one in the islands. They're supposedly like
Mm,
a boss version of those
right.
guys.
That'd be cool. I do enjoy the ice lancer mini fights, so like having a proper boss fight with him is would be really fun, especially when he like does his like snowball things like AoE, like dodging those and stuff. Like I think that yeah, there's some cool stuff you can do with it.
Yeah, I know the boss looks. I think we actually see him also in one of the trailers for the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So they
Yep.
probably
Yep.
have that fight ready like for a while now and just waiting to release it.
Yep. No, 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 definitely. It will be very, very exciting stuff on the horizon. Is there anything else you would like to see with the with the December stuff that you're kind of missing out in the game, or you want to speculate about?
Honestly, I think like just having the things we talked about would be already plenty enough for
Yeah,
a mega patch. And I know they
yeah,
want to keep other stuff like for other smaller patches just on the way to
mm,
season 2. So I don't think they will drop
mm,
everything on
yeah.
the mega patch.
And even if they don't drop anything, I think like with what they've been saying recently, with how it's so much easier to like just get the content or like push the patch out to us so much quicker because there's not like there's no DE as like the middleman anymore.
Yeah.
So like even if we like miss something in the Mega December patch, you could very well get like a new content or a new boss in like a week or two. Or like if something is really broken, they can just nerf it in a week or like a day. And I think that's really cool and powerful.
Yeah, I do hope like whatever their new publisher end up being, if they
Mm,
take one, I hope they won't lose that ability from like going
yeah,
with them.
yeah. No, I
Uh,
completely agree.
Well, then on that note, we can get into
Yeah.
our last topic, which will be our little therapy session. Uh,
Yes, we
Talking
still
about
haven't
the
recovered.
team contest.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So just, I mean, I'm sure you guys are aware that we've been we had a little guild for our first little guild contest a little while ago, where the knights. So that included me, Bing, and Malt played with Tom's team, and it was basically doing all the bosses and double greed. And yeah, I guess like being like you weren't here last week and when me and Tom kind of covered it, so I'll give the floor to you. Like, what did you think about the event? Like our performance, how do you feel? And yeah.
Well, my point of view on the event is kind of strange because at first I
Yep.
wasn't supposed to take part of the event. I was supposed to
Yeah.
just be like the judge, like calculate the time, all that stuff. And when
Mm-hmm.
I saw that like two teams lined up that we had on Nemesis side and on Knight side, I was just thinking, man, Knights are going to get rolled. Like, there's no way
Mm-hmm.
they have a shot at this because Nemesis had been training for a while by now.
Yeah.
They have some really good players, some really good gear
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. And
Mm-hmm.
then turns out I had to join Knights because some people dropped their spot on the team and there was a spot left. So I just took it and said like, why not? Just gonna have some
Why not?
fun and try
Yeah.
it out. And somehow we managed to get like pretty properly geared just before the event. We got some
Yeah. So
decent
it's
train.
actually really that's a really good point because like your Wingrave had like no accessories. You had like
Yeah,
a level 22 Titan's Bane maybe?
yeah. I think my Titan's Bane was level like 18, something like that. My
Oh
Wingrave had
god.
just random accessories that I had just laying around in
Yeah.
my inventory, not
Yep.
prepared at all. And in
S-
the span of like 2 days of
3 days? Yeah.
farming, I
Yeah.
managed to get like 5 echoes that I was missing. I managed to get the full Beastmaster set with perfect rolls on it.
Oh my god.
Managed to
That's
max out my
insane.
Titan's Bane. Like, I just got everything. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, I was very happy to hear that. Like, yeah, you've got your character up to speed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I also managed to get both the potion that recharges your ultimate
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
reworking artifact
Damn,
somehow.
dude. Did you just end up using all your luck for Wayfinder for one event?
Yeah, so I managed to like get all my stuff ready, and when we actually did the training, I was like, "Oh,
Mm.
we're not doing too bad. Like, this is
Yeah,
actually
this is
pretty
not.
decent."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we were very well coordinated. I think
Yeah,
that like it was just very easy to coordinate
yeah.
with
It,
each other.
it it was a bit rough at first, especially
Mm.
the Legion fight when we were training it.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
just getting
Oh
the
God.
the bombs on the right place was a bit
Yeah.
rough, but no, it
I
it
think
came around real quick.
I think so. I think like when we started talking about like who's gonna kill what and stuff, it made life a lot easier. And like I think
Yeah,
we
for
performed
sure.
better when we did that.
Yeah. So, well, after all that came the actual contest day, and I was at that point I was just really stoked, just get on it. Like, the fact
Hmm.
that we managed to pretty much get around the same level as Nemesis was already pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So I was
Hmm.
just stoked to get the event going, and honestly, the fights were going super well. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like
still have the timesheet open right there
yeah.
actually,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah. Put that up. Yep.
I'll put it on the screen too, just my little
Yep.
like document that I have.
Hmm.
But for
Yep.
most of the fights, like out of 14 fight, I
Mm.
think, let me just count real quick. Nine, nine,
One
nine,
by one.
yeah, yeah.
No,
So
no.
nine
Yep.
out of 14, we managed to actually beat
Oh
Nemesis
my
in
god.
time.
And if we count our practice runs, it would actually be 11 out of 14
Yeah,
runs we bet. We
yeah.
I mean,
So that's the thing that's kind of really sad about this whole thing is there's two fights, so Bloodborne and Reaver King,
mm,
where our
yeah.
practice time was pretty much perfect. Like we had a
Yeah.
great run and insane time, and on the actual real run, we just choked it,
We just
and
choked so bad, man. I
yeah,
still have nightmares about this fucking fight.
parts. Like it's so like these two fights alone just made us lose.
Mhm,
Let me check my time again. Yeah, so our final time was 23 minutes and 14 seconds.
mhm.
If we take our practice time for Bloodborne and River King instead of our real time, we drop
Yep.
down to 17 minutes and
Oh my
58
god.
seconds. We drop down by like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Jesus.
It's insane.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, look. That is depressing to hear. But that's
Yeah,
okay. We live and learn. I think with the time we had, I think we actually pulled up okay. I think it was just unfortunate we didn't get more time to practice some of the newer bosses. Especially like with Malt and you just returning back to the game as well. So I
yeah,
think with what we did extremely well, and it just meant that some of the bosses were a bit inconsistent with, and that's okay.
oh yeah.
That's just
I,
tournaments. So
I'm still really like proud about the
mm,
time we and the fact that we beat
yeah.
Nemesis on a lot of bosses. Like I'm still
Yeah,
very
yeah.
very proud
Like
about
that's
that.
how I'm coping with it, man. We take individual bosses one by one. On paper, we beat them, so that's good.
Yeah, but yeah,
But
I
do
think
you
the
remember?
biggest. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Do you remember? Oh, I was just gonna ask. Do you remember what our best boss time was? Like, for anything? Like, what? Like,
Uh,
was there anything that stood up? Like, oh, damn, we killed this boss like really, really quickly.
well, ironically, our practice Bloodborne was
Eh,
26 seconds,
Oh, okay, not
which
bad,
is
not bad.
just insane. Like
That's yeah.
the for Nemesis, their full run Bloodborne was 1 minute 20.
Oh, wow, right, okay. So we killed it in. Okay. How the
A
hell did we
whole
get that to 7 minutes in our real run then?
Well, simple. We went
Yeah.
from 26 second in practice to 3 minute 15 in real
Uh,
run.
Jesus.
There's almost a 3 minute gap in there.
Like almost a 300% increase in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Wow,
is
that's
great.
depressing. How much was our Beastmaster time? I was wondering.
I thought it would be lower, but it's 38 seconds, which is
Oh, okay,
a
okay,
bit
okay.
higher than I would like it. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, that's
Nemesis,
good to know. 38 seconds.
yeah, Nemesis managed to put it at 34 seconds.
Oh, wow, okay. They beat us
Well,
by 4 seconds.
yeah, that's another thing. Like a lot of the run that we win, the time is
Mm.
actually like 3, 4, 5 seconds difference, barely. Like it's really close.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I still think 3-5 seconds is significant in the context
Yeah.
of boss fights, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, depends on the fight. Like for example, of that Brood Mother, which is
Mm.
first fight really easy.
Yeah. Yep.
Our time was 33 seconds and like
Mm.
22 milliseconds.
Yep.
Nemesis was 34 second point 02. So we
Oh,
have 40 milliseconds of
yeah.
difference.
And that probably just comes down to like better gear and stuff like min-maxing and all that, right? That's where it kind of makes a difference.
Well, you know what's funny? I think I know exactly what it came down to, and if it's
Yeah.
really that, it's pretty funny. I
Hmm.
While watching Tom's, well, not Tom's, but Nemesis runs for while I was doing the edit, I realized
Yep.
that Tom's like used a lot of heavy attack with his Titan's Bane. He just
Yeah.
goes like full heavy combos, while I usually
So
use light attack combos.
light attacks, right, right. Oh, that's
So
interesting.
that 40 milliseconds of difference might have straight up just been me doing a light attack and
Animation.
Tom
Yeah.
doing an heavy. Like
I hope you're hearing that, Tom. That's what cost you the game. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm very excited to see the videos as well. I'm sure, as no, like by the time this drops, it'll be out. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
I'm very.
already will be out. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend go and check it out. Tom has seen
Mm.
it before anyone else, and he is stoked. Like he's just really pumped
He's
about. He
happy about
loves
it.
it. Yeah,
Oh, I'm
like
so excited. Yeah, you've done a crazy job, I
he
think.
legit wanted to pay me for it because he was just that impressed. Like,
Oh my god! I mean, yeah, no, I'm very excited to see it. I haven't seen it. I think I've seen the snippets, and what I've seen, it looks phenomenal. So thank you so
yeah,
much for
uh,
doing it. I hope you
um,
got a reward out of it as well. Like, because I know you said you wanted to make it a project of yours.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking that as just personal experience for my own thing,
Yeah.
since that's what I do for a living. So yeah,
Hmm.
any project is good, and just having like full freedom on that project was really fun. Just mess around. Like I remember when I was starting, I was up at like midnight in my bed, just taking notes of ideas I had for the end.
Oh, damn! This is like full on. Like I love this.
Yeah,
That's great.
I,
No, I'm
I
very
really
excited to see how it turns out. So yeah, and I'm hoping like yeah, you guys enjoyed the content we put out as well. Like it was fun for us, and I hope we make it entertaining for you guys too. Even the screw ups, you know.
Oh yeah, honestly, there's like a lot of mixed stuff. Like there's some really cool moments and some really
Yeah,
sad moments and some really
yeah.
funny moments in there also, just mess ups.
Yeah.
And
No, I'm excited to do this again because I really did enjoy the event. So like I said, like we teased it a little bit last week, but come mid-December we'll definitely do another guild event. And Frosty, who's just hosted his event, he said he'll happy to like commentate and everything while
oh
we
damn.
while we get the players and like the teams in. So yeah, as I said, like once work kind of dies down for a bit for me, definitely keen to start organizing these events again.
Yeah, no, I'm really like hyped for the
Mm,
next. I think so. I think like this event almost sparked something in me because I didn't
yeah.
ever
Well,
consider
that's
myself.
my next point. Like
Yeah,
you and Malt are like have been the most active since the game came out after this event.
yeah. Like I've never really considered myself someone really competitive. I
Mm,
mostly play games to chill and relax and more casual. Like even a while back, I had my own group. Well,
hmm.
group slash team in the guild, and it was the only casual team in the guild.
Yeah.
But like after doing this contest, I'm just like, I want more. I need more.
You
This
need
was,
more.
yeah.
I need to min match. I need to beat them.
Give me them spreadsheets.
Sorry, I'll link you two tabs. Friend of the show spreadsheets. No, I'm
So
glad, and I think this is our next point. Like, Knights has taken off like since then as well. Like, we're again a full squad. I believe if not, there might be one extra spot. But I'm also like I just want to shout out I'm the hype. Like he's a you might have seen some of his YouTube videos. He's joined Retribution, and he's actually in the Knights team as well. And
yeah.
I just want to welcome him to the Knights team because I think he's such a valuable asset in providing those spreadsheets as well. Like I've seen some of his builds and stuff for Kairos and Silo, and yeah, he's got some interesting things cooking ahead of the respec affinity perks and stuff as well. So we're just very happy to have him, and I think he's going to be in the pod in the next couple of episodes. So yeah, look forward to like working with him and stuff as well.
Yeah, I'll just do a slight tiny correction because you called him I'm the Hype, which is his Discord username, but on YouTube he goes by Wayfinder
Oh
Training
yes,
Force.
yes. Sorry, his YouTube link is Wayfinder Training Force. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
my bad.
no problem.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah, I was confused at first when he joined. I was like, is that like this guy, or is it just another guy with the same
Same,
icon?
like,
Or
yeah. No. Yeah. So please do check out his content. He makes some hilarious content, and also some very good informative builds and whatnot as well.
oh yeah, for sure. I've been like talking with him a lot in nights and just sharing ideas, and like he
Yeah.
seems to really know what he's talking about. So it's pretty fun to have him on.
No, for sure. Yeah. So just wanted to give him a warm welcome and a big shout out too. So yeah, I mean, I think matches are actually shaping up, and I think like we are starting team trainings again, which is a very first thing because when we started the nights, it was meant to be like a semi-casual to hardcore, but I think everyone's on the competitive edge at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just gonna ride that
Mm,
hype and just go full
exactly.
competitive. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like the nice went from having two people right before
Mm.
the contest to where like the team is now full with six people in it.
Yeah. No. So yeah, we've got two teams. Like, yeah, it's great. I mean, Sector is back as well. Like, he's another great streamer as well. He's streaming a bit more often now that he's got his time cleared up a little bit.
Yeah, and
So
even
yeah,
even our main man Malt has started streaming a bit more,
yeah.
trying to reach his affiliates.
Exactly. Yeah. No, yeah. So show him some love. Like, I think you guys have already from Frosty's event, but yeah, he's like, just want to keep him going as well. So it's looking good. Very positive signs. And yeah, so I guess, is there anything else I guess you would like to talk about?
No, for topics, that is it. But I do have two little notes that I want to add
Yep.
for our viewers.
Mm-hmm.
And one is the fact that I think Tom said it already, but I'm just going to repeat it. Right now,
Yep.
is on a bit of a break just to
Mm-hmm.
take care of himself a bit. So he won't do much content in the upcoming weeks. He'll still be
Yep.
around playing and training and whatnot, but he's just taking a bit of a step back and
Yeah.
relaxing, which I mean is
Mm-hmm.
really good for him. I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I
Mm.
know he might be participating in a few events here and there, but we'll definitely get him back next week or the week after,
Yeah,
right?
actually,
What's
yeah,
happening with
actually,
our schedules? I'll let you
yeah. Well,
finish.
actually, that kind of goes in the other
Yeah.
point that I had is the fact that next week there won't be any podcast, sadly,
Yeah.
because as said, Tom is off for now, and both me and Wolfer are also off
Mhm.
for work-related
Yeah,
stuff.
unfortunately, we're traveling for work, unfortunately, so we won't be near our setup.
Yeah.
So we unfortunately can't record, but we might what we might do is like what we did with last week's episode. We might just release it like a day or two late. And assuming that Tom's back by then. But yeah, unfortunately, like I just won't be here, and yeah, so we'll just unfortunately have to miss next week's episode just through IRL work stuff. Very sad about that, but we'll definitely try to make it up to you guys because we do appreciate all the love and support that you guys have recently been pouring with the like and subscribes. Like we're almost at 200 subs, and I genuinely didn't think when I picked up the podcast where we were at like maybe 48 subs to like what it is now. Like it's just grown so much, even though it's not as like big numbers as some other people. Like from what we've like kind of uh like put out with content and stuff, I think it's very motivating for us to keep going.
Oh yeah. I mean, like
Mm,
it might not seem like a big number, but if you think about
mm,
just the fact like where the game is now, like the
mm,
fact that the player base right now is so small, we have like
mhm.
1/3 of the player base watching us, kinda.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, that is nice. That is very nice. Yeah, it's just like yeah, it's just been unreal. I think like just like for you guys like to consistently come back and like hear our thoughts about the game and all that. So you know, it's really nice and rewarding. Mm.
I mean, while we won't be there for podcast next week, I think there should be still like one or two videos coming up, so there won't be like
Yep,
no content at all.
yep,
So yeah,
yeah. It's just
should
the
still
podcast
be.
that's going to break. We do have like videos pre-planned and all that. And obviously, if anything groundbreaking happens, we will cover it as a last minute thing. But officially, like yeah, our schedule and we just have to take next week off.
Exactly. Well, on that little note, I think we can leave it at that.
Yep.
So, thank you everyone for listening to the Retribution Gaming podcast. It's been a pleasure to be there again this week. And well, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff that YouTubers say all the time, because that's what we need to do, I guess.
Yeah.
And we will see you not next week, but in 2 weeks instead.
2 weeks time. No, thank you guys so much. Bye.